Hey Gemini, welcome to Sweetteaastro and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Why don't you sit a spell and we could talk about the stars for a while. So how's life? I hope you're well. I hope this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, I hope it uplifts you. I hope that this video empowers you and enlightens you for this next full moon that we're fixing to experience this coming Friday. Eclipse season is ending. We have undergone a very rare eclipse season. We normally have eclipses come in pairs, but this time it's been 3 of them. I'll talk more about that in a second. On September 16th, we will be experiencing a 24-degree full moon in Pisces prenumbral lunar eclipse. And this, for you Gemini, is in your 10th house. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, and it is the house of your destiny, authorities, authority figures, and experts in their field, your reputation, your status, and your career. This full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse is in conjunct Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and balance, in Libra, which means there's going to be balance required in your 5th house. And Jupiter just moved in here, so it could feel even more blown out of proportion, or bigger, or more expansive, more hot air being blown around in that area. The 5th house is ruled by Leo, and that is the house of your pleasure. That is the house of your children and creativity. It's also the house of your social life. It's the house where you fall in love. It's where the butterflies in your belly, that's where those are born. But also this full moon is going to be squaring Mars in Sagittarius. And Mars is the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression. And the square means that there will be tension present in your 7th house. The 7th house is ruled by Libra, and it is the house of open enemies. That would be like testifying against someone in open court, or as I see it, arguing with somebody on an online forum like Facebook or Reddit or Twitter. And others can see it. It's not private. It's for everyone to see. It's public consumption. It's also the house of counseling. It's the house of identifying with others through your partnerships. Partnerships could be intimate partnerships, business partnerships, familial partnerships, friendships. Any partnership, any interaction you have with regular people on a regular basis, that's considered partnerships. You've had eclipses. We all have. The first of the eclipses that we experienced was the 18th of August. And if you think back, we have undergone 3 eclipses in less than a month. That is some serious business. This occurred in your 9th house. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it covers a broad area. It covers foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, religion, philosophy, the study of astrology, legal system matters, long-distance trips, higher education, adventures and questing. It also covers the study of, it's the expanded view of the world from your perspective. It's learning. On the 1st of September, just a few days ago, we had a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, and this occurred in your 4th house. The 4th house is ruled by Cancer, and it's the house of your home and family. Home is where you live, or where you consider home to be. Family is your immediate family or your nuclear family. That is your parents, your mother or your father, or your spouse and children, or fur babies, or your roommates if neither of those apply. It also speaks to your roots and your foundations, however that may apply. This was T-squared by your 7th house and your 10th house. The 7th house is the house of Libra, where you identify through partnership. You identify with others through partnerships. It's counseling and open enemies. I devoted a lot of attention to that just a second ago. The 10th house is the house of your career, your status, your reputation, authorities, and destiny. William Shakespeare said, "All the world is a stage," and I consider the 10th house the stage that you approach the world on and how the world knows you. On the 30th, the very end of this month, we will be having a Libra new moon in your 5th house. This is the house of where you fall in love. Libra is the is the zodiac sign of partnerships and relationships and balance. So might be a new relationship time, or the rebirth of a relationship. I don't know. We'll talk more about it when it comes to the tarot cards. But the 5th house is the Leo ruled house of pleasure, social life, children, creativity, and where you fall in love. That's where you have skin in the game. That's where you care about it really deeply. And those things fulfill you as well. I'm sorry about the coughing. I'm having some coughing fits. I'm not playing with the incense this go around. It's really irritating my throat. I'm getting over strep throat, dealing with all kinds of wonderful sinus drainage and stuff. So I'm half drugged on cough medicine and antibiotics, but I'm making it work, and I'm going to get these out to y'all. So I did all the research before I got sick. It's fine. And I have all of my notes right here, so it's okay. But yeah, that's what's going on in the astrology. I'm going to have your September, the September video that I released at the very beginning of the month, and it goes through the entire month of the astrology. I have it time-stamped to where you can actually go to the half point of the video where I'm talking about this full moon more in a little bit more and more about the astrology that's happening for the second half of the month. This was just kind of a gloss over to give you specific information about this eclipse and to pull cards for you. So I'm going to transition over to the cards now. But thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you, and I'll be right back, y'all. Hang tight. Hey Gemini, I was shuffling and meditating over the cards, but before I get to shuffling them on camera for y'all, I want to give a quick pause to show you the boxes for the oracle cards that I will also be pulling for you later on. Butterfly Oracle card for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. Very appropriate for this eclipse season, and I've been using them for each of my eclipse videos thus far. Let me know how you're liking it. Fan favorite. The Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. It speaks to the rebel in my heart. I have Uranus in my first house, and I'm an Aries sun, so that has a Uranus transit going on as well. Very much speaks to my heart. That deck is by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. The final deck that I will be pulling from is the Journey of Love. This is a new deck that my fiance got for me to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I love you. This is a new deck. I will be reading from the book for it until I get more acclimated to it. Only going to pull one card from this, but I love it, and every message that's come through so far has been absolutely beautiful. I think you're going to enjoy it as well. The artwork is by an artist named Razuli, and there's a poem that that is attached to each card that is written by a man named Richard Cohen, and I will read that as well with the card that falls in correspondence. The one set of cards that I don't have the authors to give a shout out to is my Healing and Meditation Oracle card deck. I got that at a secondhand store. Nonetheless, I'm grateful for their energy and the messages that they may bring to us. So with that, let's grab the cards. This is a general reading for my Gemini friends for the September full moon eclipse that is going on for us very soon. Once again, a general reading, so if this does not resonate for you, please watch your moon or your rising sign. You can find that by Googling the words natal chart, free natal chart, like prenatal. Type in your birth information. Please be specific and exact, because it gives you a astrological Polaroid of what the world looks like, the sky looked like from your perspective when oxygen entered your lungs for the first time. So you want to be as precise as possible. I understand that there are situations where birth certificates aren't available or the time isn't available. That's fine, but the best information you will get is probably just the moon. You can guess your ascendant sign if you learn more about each of the zodiac signs and ask your friends what their first impressions of you were and see which most correlates with what their answers are. But once again, this is a general reading for my lovely Gemini friends. I ended talking about the astrology with it being a new relationship. It could also be like a new pregnancy, so be careful, Libra. Libra. I don't know why I said Libra. It may be involving a Libra. Freudian slip. But be careful, Gemini. Having a new moon in Libra, it takes partnership to make that baby, right? It takes two. So, if you're not looking to get pregnant, Gemini, do what you can to prevent that. In this modern age, we have those things. I'm going to go ahead and cut for you. Sorry about the coughing. Bottom card, or the bottom card is the underlying theme or the overarching energy. Sorry, y'all. Top 3 for clarity. Doing the best I can. Do the very best I can. Healing and Meditation Oracle card for my Gemini friends for the September full moon. And I like to use this card deck for the full moon videos. From the Butterfly Oracle card for Life Changes deck by Doreen Virtue. I'm going to cut these. I thought I grabbed a hold of my mic cord. I'm going to take the bottom card and the top card. The next. Okay. When I went to pick up the Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck, I picked up all but 2. One that was the bottom card, but the other was kind of like it spun. So I think this is your card. That was the weirdest thing that has ever happened with me doing these videos. I've never had it happen like that. And I reached with my receptive hand, my left hand. I do my best to do that in my videos. This is from The Journey of Love by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Razuli. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. The company that made the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck also made The Journey of Love. So it is a heavy cardstock with some nice lamination around it that is going to withstand me and my quite heavy hands. I'm quite strong-handed and I don't realize it sometimes. Some of my cards want to disintegrate under me after a few shuffles, and I'm trying to be more gentile with them. Genteel, but I'm an Aries sun and a Taurus moon. Kind of like a bull in a china shop. I don't mean to be, but I am. I'm going to cut this for my Gemini friends for this September full moon. And it's more than just a full moon, but prenumbral lunar eclipse is a lot to have to say, so I'm being as specific as possible. Take the top card for your Journey of Love. So what I'm going to do now is pause because I've got all of your cards picked. I'm going to flip them over, get the math written down, and get back to it. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. Hey Gemini, I'm back with your reading. But before I get started, let's talk about something real quick. Aquarius may mean something to you. You may want to watch the Aquarius reading because this card popped out for you and it also popped out for them. And it is the card Falling, and it deals with the 5th house. It's the 14th card. 1 + 4 is 5. So coincidences much? I call that synchronicity. So that may be something that you want to look at. If an Aquarius is important to you, definitely go check that out. But I've got the book marked. Gonna get to that in a minute. I just felt like that was amazing and I had to tell you about it. So the first card, or the underlying theme, overarching energy that you got for this September full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse in Pisces, that's a mouthful, Gemini, is the 2 of Swords in reverse. This is trying to make a decision, and with her eyes being covered like this, it could be that she is being kept from the truth. The truth could be hidden from her, or she could be trying to use her intuition or her gut feeling to make this decision. I say her because this is a female card in this reading. It's highly emotional decision for her because the major color of this card is blue. I love that it has the moon down here. This is definitely highlighting this being for the full moon eclipse. You aren't having any direct second house energy, but the 2 down here does speak to the Taurus ruled house of values, your money, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem. And isn't it funny that, I mean, the sigil, the symbol for Gemini is the Roman numeral 2. So this is also, you know, Gemini is an air sign. The swords are representative of air sign energy. That would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Oh my goodness, more Aquarius. Yeah, y'all may want to watch the Aquarius video. I feel like you would do better by following your gut and following your intuition as opposed to following the facts or the logic of the situation. And I say that because we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde right now. All of the details are not forthcoming. They could be wrong. They could change. They are variables that will move around. But this is a decision that needs to be made, and it's something that is, you're in your head about it. You need to get outside and go for a walk. You need to get outside, period. It feels like you've been inside too long. And Gemini, if you're watching this and you're a female, ladies, it looks like you're fixing to have some people come into your world. Okay? Because you got the King, you got the Knight of Cups, you got the Knight of Wands, and you got the King of Pentacles. What I'm seeing intuitively, just from the top, is that you found someone, or you are with someone, and they treat you right emotionally. Your cup runneth over. He does everything. There's a mental connection because he does have these wings up here. So that does deal with air sign. That symbolizes air for me. The cups represent, oh Lord, I sounded southern, the cups. The cup signs represent water energy. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this may mean something to you. It could be their sun, their moon, or their rising. You won't know that information unless you've looked at their chart or they've given it to you, given you that information. The Knight of Cups is an individual card I see as a messenger of hope, a messenger of love, a messenger of like refilling and refueling. I don't know how to. This is one of those things that boosts your morale or the morale of your partner. This could be you giving a message to someone saying, hey, I really dig you. You know, and Libra, Venus is in Libra. And Libra is an air sign. So you can ride that Venusian energy of love, harmony, and balance in your speech. But this Knight of Cups is heading into this Knight of Wands. So it's like emotionally you're fulfilled. Sexually you're fulfilled. That's the nicest way I could put this. This is a very phallic symbol, all right? This rider, this knight, is fiery, impetuous. He is courageous. He's fierce. He's fast. May not take a whole lot of time. Another way that I'm seeing this is that it could be like the butting of heads, two individuals fighting for your affections and you not knowing how you feel, or maybe liking the attention a little bit too much, so you're taking your time making the decision. No judgment. Just don't play with people's emotions. That's all I'm asking, Gemini. Y'all have gotten a bad rap for leading folks on in some circles, and I'm not trying to be like that or perpetuate that myth, but just be ethical and don't toy with people's emotions. So you're fulfilled emotionally and you're fulfilled physically, but it's like he ain't making no money, or y'all are broke, or he spends too much, or he doesn't have the right priorities. His approach to spending and resources isn't grounded. That may be why you're having this situation as well. The King of Pentacles is a mature energy. The fact that it's in reverse could be that he or she, it could be the King, the Knight, those are all masculine energies. It can be a female with masculine energy. I'm very dudeish. So I could show up as a Knight or a King. Other females do as well. This is a general reading, so it's going to be more broad. But the King of Pentacles upright is about his money, knows where it's at, knows what things are worth, and will only give what things are worth. It doesn't feel like overspending. And is about quality, not quantity. The Pentacles represent resources, money, health, energy, anything that you would devote to another living thing or another situation. It also represents earth sign energy. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It can be their sun, moon, or rising, just depends. I feel like it's somebody's sun or moon because of this card right here, or this little one solo pentacle. It just looks like the sun or the moon to me, like the sun or a full moon. This is a crescent moon, but it's also a moon. We've had 2 lunar eclipses in less than a month. That could also be speaking to that. And the way that I also have it lined up is that I think that if the money situation was right, everything would be perfect for you. But because it's not, it's going to impact everything else. Is really the overarching card that I'm seeing. It could be that you are with somebody and they're wanting to have a baby and you're like, not until we get the finances right, or not until we get the house paid for, or not until this, or not until that. I recommend planning. I was the mother of, and I love my children dearly, but I had 2 beautiful, amazing, wonderful surprises. Okay? That's what they were. I love them dearly, but they were surprises. And this isn't going to be a shock to them if they ever see it or hear it, because I've been real with them. I love my children enough to be real with them. Yeah. So if this could also be dealing with you and a partner arguing over a pregnancy or an unintended pregnancy, and somebody doesn't want it, somebody doesn't want to see it through, somebody is not sure about it, is another way that I'm seeing it. And the funny thing about it is I total up the numbers for each tarot spread, but you got only one card that had 1 number on it, and that was it. And it's a 2 of Swords in reverse. That speaks to the Taurus. Hello. The Taurus ruled house of your values, your money, your possessions, your earning ability, your self-esteem. This dude may be making you feel bad so you stay with them. That could be a situation too. If that's the case, that's those are power games. And that's not a healthy relationship. Don't want to get too judgy or preachy. Some people feel like they're being judged. I come from a place of non-judgment, but some people feel as though they're being judged through my tone. So I try to reiterate this coming from a place of love. The healing and meditation oracle card that you got was energy. And when I think of the 5th house, I think of this card because it is the house of your pleasure and getting out and enjoying your social life and playing like a child, being childlike, being creative. The energy card reads, we need a constant supply of mental energy to carry us through the challenges of life. But remember that to have a healing effect, the quality of energy generated in this symbol-based meditation is as important as its quantity. This meditation will be intensified if it's practiced in a beautiful setting, such as a religious building or synagogue or a country park. The soaring of the spirit at the sight of beauty boosts the release of health-giving energy. Consider the following, Gemini. I am analyzing in my mind the spiritually enriching aspects of the symbol of my focus. The symbol of my focus has my complete and undivided attention. I am considering other interpretations of this symbol of focus and how they might bring me to a deeper understanding of life and the universe. You could be getting a burst of creative energy. You could be getting a burst of social life energy. Your pleasure life could be feeling a burst of energy. The 5th house is where we fall in love. It's where we make our babies. You may be dealing with an energetic boost in that arena of life. Be careful so you don't end up with any surprises that you weren't looking for, no matter how wonderful blessings they can be. The healing and meditation oracle cards that I just got finished saying that. That was the energy card. The butterfly oracle card for life changes by Doreen Virtue. I pulled 2 for you. The first is heavenly signs. When I think of heavenly signs, I think of repeating numbers. I think of synchronicities. I think of the little thoughts that we have when we hear those commercials on the radio, or the epiphanies that come to us when we hear music. I don't believe that there are coincidences in this world anymore. About 2 weeks before I endured a house fire that severely traumatized me, I lost everything. I did not have any renter's insurance. But 2 weeks before that fire, I had an epiphany because of a commercial that I heard on the radio while driving. And it was dealing with renter's insurance. And I thought, I need to get renter's insurance. But I never followed through. Never followed through. I think that was a heavenly sign. Some divine guidance coming to me from a loving spiritual master being, light being, however you choose to see it. I would say angel, giving me a heads up to try to protect myself, and I didn't take it. I think that we encounter more of those heavenly signs than we realize, and I think that we don't acknowledge them as such. And if we did, it wouldn't be considered coincidence anymore. I think that repeating numbers are important. If you're seeing repeating numbers on clocks or on just anything. For me, it was definitely clocks or the radio. I can tell when there's going to be something impactful in my life because I'll see repeating numbers now, and I acknowledge that as a heavenly sign. That's one of the biggest ways that I consider heavenly signals to be. But I think that songs and even commercial prompts are around to give you those heads up if you're willing to listen. But it's the interaction that you have with it. Like I used for the example, the epiphany of, I should probably get some renter's insurance. I sure could have used that 2 weeks later. I challenge you to try to keep a journal of the coincidences in your life. Just for a week, if you can. And see if it was really just a coincidence or if it was something reverberating bigger into your world and you just didn't acknowledge it as such. The second card that was pulled for you is volunteer. And I think volunteering is something that everybody needs to do at one point or another in their life, and it's not something that you need to just stop. If you stop volunteering in one area, you need to devote that spirit of volunteering in another area. I happen to volunteer for the entirety of the summers of my high school career at the VA hospital in Shreveport, the Overton Brooks Hospital. And I learned a lot while I was volunteering. I learned some social skills because I was in dire need of them. I learned how to take a butt chewing over things that weren't my fault. I learned how to be humble. I learned how to serve. It also made me see the world from perspectives that I would have never even imagined at such an impressionable age. I think that it honed my empathetic skills, and my empathy was something that I believe that I had since birth. I'll get more into that when I tell y'all my story, and I'll try to have that released around the 16th. Go ahead and pop the popcorn and pour you some wine. It's going to be a great time. Self-defense mechanism. My sarcasm is a shield. Volunteering is a good thing. It's not just good for the organization that you're volunteering for, but it's also good for you. I encourage it highly. And you have plenty of opportunity to volunteer in your day-to-day life. It doesn't take far to find out where somebody is needed. And if you are homebound or unable to get out into the world on a regular basis, which I understand is the case for some people, then this is a card that says you need to look at the opportunities around you in your day-to-day life where you can step up and do a little bit more than what's expected and volunteer to take on a little bit more of that load to help other people out. Distribution of the weight helps the entirety of the team. The Sacred Rebels Oracle card that I pulled for you is what is already with you. And for me, this looks like immediately a sign of it's like when you, what's that adage? You can hold on to sand, but as soon as you start to grip it, it just all falls out. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The tighter your grip, the more you strangle something. And this is really an opportunity to release that grip, to release your hold on it and allow it to be. I think it's really simple, and it's been said so many times, but it really is the reality of the situation. If you stop and dissect it, that if you love it, let it go, and if it comes back to you, it was always yours, and if it doesn't, it never was. If you stop and really dissect that just little proverb, that little phrase that we've all heard so many times, if you stop and dissect it, it means so much. It's the fact that love is a two-way street, and as much as you may feel as though another person is your possession, ultimately it is their choice to be yours. And you have to respect and honor that transaction. I also can't help but to think of this being one, it looks like a cup, but it also looks like a womb. This looks like seeds. So be careful if you are not looking to get pregnant. You have very fertile energy, especially at the end of the month for that. So please watch yourself. If you are looking to get pregnant, then the end of the month is a very good time. Yeehaw. Get to it. Enjoy yourself. This is the number 17 card of the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. 1 plus 7 is 8, and that covers the Scorpio ruled house of other people's money, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, sexuality, instinct. That can be your primal instinct or your basic instinct. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth. or birth as well. It looks like these hands are giving birth to these butterflies, but it also looks as though these butterflies could be falling like dandelion seeds into a vessel, is how I'm seeing it. You have a lot of fertile energy with you. And like I said at the very beginning of this reading portion of the video, the Aquarius video that I just shot, this was the card that came out for them as well. Aquarius may be important to you. It may resonate. You may be in a relationship with them or be in a close bond. Not sure. The following card is the 14th card of the Journey of Love Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. And 1 + 4 is 5, and this speaks to the 5th house that is ruled by Leo, that governs your pleasure, your creativity, your children, your social life, where you fall in love and where you make babies. Are you falling in love, Gemini? Are you falling out of love, Gemini? It's okay. The only constant in this life is change. All right. Let me grab my guidebook for the Journey of Love Oracle deck. It reads, "Don't worry. You may fear you are falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Are you sensing part of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves you? It's a time to laugh, to cry, to celebrate, and to ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are like a perfectly ripe fruit falling from a universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. And that's not so bad. But what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you were meant to be." This oracle contains a message for you. You are being called closer into a divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It is safe for you to trust what is happening. Go with it. It might not seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. Or it might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. But it's the right time for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. The poem by Richard Cohen reads, "Is it wrong to love? To feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait." Well, Gemini, that's what's going on for you for this full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse in Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I appreciate it more than you know and more than I have the words to say in this short forum. Thank you so much for being here. I will be around at the end of the month to pull more cards for your new moon in Libra. But until then, take care of yourself, employ your self-care, be kind to yourself, and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through the very same thing. It's just hitting us in different, very sensitive areas of our charts. It's almost over, y'all. Eclipse season. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all at the end of the month. Namaste, y'all.